duck in my yard this morning that couldn't fly. She has something stuck to her tail. I'm going to get her in a box like your website says and bring her there.
This particular bird was stuck to a sticky trap. Her right wing and her tail feathers were all stuck together. Her wing was basically being held behind her back.
The other thing is, sticky traps can have rodenticide in them.
And that is very deadly, not to just the rodents that they're trying to catch, but also to anything that would eat those rodents. As we got her out of the box, we noticed she had a band on her leg.
When a bird comes in that already has a band on, most likely it means that they've been here before. It means that that bird has survived long enough to return to us with a band still on.
So her initial visit 5 years ago, when she came in, she was already over 3 years old, and her injuries were indicative of being hit by a car. We do what we call a keel score, 1 to 5. 3 is ideal weight. So when she left, her keel score was a 3, and the fact that she maintained that weight over 5 years tells us she was in a very good location, she was hunting properly, and she was having her best life. For her treatment plan, the most critical thing is to get her a bath and get that sticky glue off of her. Then we monitor her behavior while she's in a small enclosure, making sure that there's no neurologic issues that pop up. We put her on a lot of fluids, make sure she has the proper medication, and make sure she has the proper diet until we can determine if there's any side effects. We were able to give her a bath, and that is a process where we use an intubation tube, and under supervision and anesthesia, we're able to wash the feathers. So for sticky traps, we start with using canola oil. And canola oil on the feathers will actually allow us to pull all that gooey stuff off of her tail and her wings. Then we need to get the oil off because that, again, is not something she needs to be ingesting. And so we use Dawn, and Dawn strips that oil out. A day or two after she got her bath, we've observed that we don't really think there's any toxicity poisoning. There's no reason for us to keep birds here longer than necessary, so we do flight evals pretty quickly on those type of birds. She didn't want to fly the first evaluation, so that kind of sets us back a little bit. Sometimes they refuse simply because they're stubborn. Maybe she aggravated something. We'll wait a couple days and then we'll go at it again. So today, Matias is doing her flight eval. Is she flying perch to perch and landing well on the perches? Is her flight even as she goes across? And that tells us all her feathers are working properly.
So Red-tailed hawk did really well during his flight eval earlier today. He glided well, he was fast, he did multiple lengths, so he is basically ready to go.
Seeing it come out of that box, it's really exciting. It's, you know, something that is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for people. It's always exciting to know that the hard work that we've put into our birds, that they are being released and that we feel good about them being successful past just coming out of the box. So I think that we think of birds with flight, and with flight comes like freedom and this kind of beauty, and to see a bird unable to do those things, I think is really heartbreaking.
The first time I came here, I picked up a baby owl in the street in my neighborhood and put it in a box and drove it out here. I was like, what do I do now? My main role as a volunteer is as a rescuer, and I really love raptors, and it's just like that direct link to helping them out. I rescued a hawk from inside the post office. Swimming pool filters, tangled in fishing lines, fishing lures, soccer nets. Hit by car is certainly one of the biggest ones. It's almost all really related to human beings. We're the culprits.
Our mission here at the Carolina Raptor Center is education as well as conservation. Having raptors thrive in an environment is super important as they are an indicator species. So having top predators generally a sign that ecosystems are doing well. It's easy to fall in love with those birds then, especially when you get up close and are able to kind of like see for yourself what that really means.